Interstate 60, also known as Interstate 60, Episodes of the Road, is a 2002 road film written and directed by Bob Gale, in his directorial debut, and starring James Marsden, Gary Oldman, Amy Smart, Christopher Lloyd, Chris Cooper, and Kurt Russell, with a cameo by Michael J. Fox. One reviewer said the film was about the ethical fiber of America's John Everyman, and the moral humanity of each viewer. The opening introduces O.W. Grant, Gary Oldman, who carries a pipe in the shape of a monkey head. He demonstrates his mysterious powers in an encounter with a businessman, Michael J. Fox, when granting the man's wish results in the businessman being hit by a truck. Neil Oliver, James Marsden, aspires to be an artist, despite the lack of support from his domineering father and analytical girlfriend. At a party for his 22nd birthday, O.W. Grant is the waiter who serves the cake. After Neil blows out the candles, he says he wished for an answer to his life. His father responds by handing him an admission letter to law school. As the family goes outside to look at the red convertible that Neil's dad bought him, a bucket falls onto Neil's head, knocking him out. Neil wakes up in the hospital, where a doctor named Ray, Christopher Lloyd, comes in and does a quick sight test using playing cards. Neil has to name the suit on the cards. Neil asks if he got it right, and Ray points out that the cards actually had red spades and black hearts, emphasizing that things aren't always what they seem. After getting out of the hospital, Neil sees the mystery woman that he's been dreaming about in a billboard advertisement, but the billboard company insists that the billboard is blank. When Neil checks the billboard, he sees a new picture of the beautiful blonde, this time with a framed inscription: call 555-1300. Neil calls the number, and a recorded message tells him that he has an appointment at 555 Olive Street, Suite 1300. At the appointment, he again meets Ray, who gives him a package to deliver to a Robin Fields in a town called Denver in Colorado, not Denver. Ray tells him that he'll find Denver by taking Interstate 60. With no Interstate 60 on the roadmap, Neil sets out west and encounters O.W. Grant on the roadside. Grant gives Neil directions to the unlisted Interstate 60, and on his journey, Neil meets a promiscuous woman, Amy Jo Johnson, looking for perfect sex. A man, Wayne Robson, who can consume unnatural quantities of food and drink. A dying ex-advertiser, Chris Cooper, who is on a crusade to punish dishonesty. A lonely mother, Rebecca Jenkins, looking for her son, who is living in a city where the population is addicted to a government-controlled drug. Mrs. James, and Margaret, who runs the Museum of Art Fraud that actually contains real masterpieces posing as fakes. When Neil reaches the town of Morlaw, where all citizens are lawyers who spend their days suing each other, he finally finds Lynn, Amy Smart, the imprisoned mystery woman he has been dreaming about in painting. Lynn explains that she met O.W. Grant and wished to find the right guy. They spend the night together at the Fork in the Road motel. Neil also makes a painting of the motel. Neil leaves to deliver the package in Denver, while Lynn stays behind. On the radio, Neil hears a report of a reported murderer on the loose, and the description matches his car. He abandons his vehicle to hitchhike. Arriving in Denver, Neil meets Robin Fields, who turns out to be O.W. Grant. After opening the package, which holds a replacement monkey head pipe for O.W.'s broken one, Grant uses his magic powers to warp Neil back in time, where he wakes up in the hospital before he first encountered Ray. Leaving the hospital, Neil confronts his father and asserts his right to live his life without his father's interference. His sister takes him to an art gallery where Neil sees his painting of the Fork in the Road. A girl who resembles Lynn talks to him about commissioning him to do a series of paintings on roadside motels and diners. Review aggregation website Rotten Tomatoes lists 4 reviews, and reports 3 positive and 1 negative review. The DVD includes several deleted scenes and the bridges where they would be placed in the film. They include: Neil visits an AAA office where he seeks information about Interstate 60 that the service representative repeatedly tells him does not exist. The man explains the American interstate highway system to Neil. Neil discovers that if I-60 did exist, it would be oriented west to east and be north of Interstate 40 and south of Interstate 70. When told by the man in the bar about O.W. Grant at the film's beginning, a waitress tells Neil that she had never seen the man before, but he had won a large amount of bets by consuming large quantities of alcohol in a brief time without throwing up or urinating. This is the same man who appears later in a diner and makes similar bets that he can eat large amounts of food without releasing them through similar processes. The man admitted he acquired this quality through a wish from O.W. Grant but did not enjoy it, because in addition to being able to eat without stopping, he now must do so to avoid starving. After a co-worker tells Neil that work is the same as high school due to all the rules and punishments, Neil chats with another co-worker named Otis. Otis enjoys his job due to working nighttime hours makes him feel special. Neil asks Otis if he thinks work is like high school, and Otis laughs and said that he never went to high school. Neil meets his father in his office saying that he doesn't want to be in a pigeonhole. His father says that everyone in the world is in a pigeonhole, even starving artists. There are good pigeonholes and bad pigeonholes, so it is better to be in a good one. At the beginning of his road journey, Neil receives a call on his mobile phone but shuts it off, narrating that the only freedom left in the 21st century is to be incommunicado. At the police station in the city where drug addicts are given a highly addictive but totally legal drug that they pay for by being in the town's workforce, Neil has brought a mother searching for her son. The son has only an interest in the drug and no interest in his mother. Given a choice of staying behind and seeing her son and maybe having him work for her, leaving and never seeing her son again, or taking the drug and becoming a fellow addict, the mother asks Neil what he thinks she should do. Neil relates a story of visiting his grandmother in a nursing home. When she slipped into dementia, Neil said he still remembered the times they had together, and even though she did not, it still made him happy, therefore, she should stay. The mother cries that she'll never be a grandmother and takes the drug. After leaving the hospital at the end of the film, Neil breaks up with his girlfriend, who calls him a loser and that artists starving for their work only exist in the previous century,